Hitchhiking in Mongolia. Flat tire. Mongolian cheese. Flat tire and it's fucking cold. This is broken. This police car. They came by.
Mongolia, one of the most sparsely populated countries in the world. With just a few paved roads and almost no traffic, the road conditions are pretty bad. Weather conditions are harsh, with freezing winters and frequent sandstorms. So hitchhiking will be a challenge for sure. In this video I will hitchhike all throughout Mongolia and I will tell you my hitchhiking story. This hitchhiking video is part of my bigger hitchhiking trip from the Netherlands to Malaysia. While still in Russia, this group of Russian friends stopped for me. They took me in their classic van to go to a camping spot near the border with Mongolia. At night we had a big barbecue with a lot of vodka. The next day these crazy but very friendly Russians took me even further. I spent the whole day with them, we crossed the border to Mongolia and even drove further to the first village called Olgii. So, I entered Mongolia from the west side, by hitchhiking, crossing the border from Russia.
So it's 9 o'clock in the morning. I'm still recovering from the vodka from yesterday.
No, this is cognac.
But this is cognac. And they're already drinking cognac in the morning. And there was marijuana as well. Smoking cigarettes. Crazy Russians.
Russian extreme.
Russian extreme. So 1 hour later, at 10 o'clock, they finished the cognac.
After spending a lot of hours in this Russian car, we finally arrived in the village of Olgii. For a couple of nights we stayed in a Mongolian tent called Gur. It's a very small village, but luckily there are enough shops to prepare for the upcoming 2600 kilometers to Ulaanbaatar, mostly empty roads without shops. We changed money, had a good meal and stocked up with food for the upcoming days. The first few kilometers went very well. We got a few rides pretty quickly, but all more or less like 10 kilometers, so very short rides. In total we covered like 360 kilometers on the first day, which is not very good, but also not too bad. It was alright. At night we camped at Serech, a very small village with mostly nomadic tents. Unfortunately I didn't take any videos over there, but this is what it looked like. The kids were having a look at how we pitched our tent, and at night we had a cup of Mongolian tea in a Mongolian tent. Very friendly. And then the road got really bad. Like first we had a good asphalt. I was very surprised because I already heard that there was no asphalt or not much asphalt in Mongolia. But then after like, I don't know, 50 kilometers or so, it was just dirt road. Like the main road was just sand. You could see the tracks like from the tires, but that was all. So the road got really bad and the traffic got really quiet, like not many cars at all. So I was a little bit nervous when we left the village because I knew it was going to be hard. But then when I saw this, like the sand roads, I got even more nervous. We stopped for another truck driver who had a flat tire, but not any car passed in the hour we stayed there. At night it was all dark and we were just driving through the desert over the sand roads, and yes, We got a flat tire as well, in the middle of nowhere, in a complete dark night. Luckily my drivers knew what to do and they had a spare tire with them, so we got out all the luggage and replaced the tire. After that we continued our way to Bayan-Olgii, and it was a long drive, but we covered like 600 kilometers with those guys. At night we pitched our tent in some quiet area of the village.
So, hitchhiking in Mongolia, in the middle of nowhere. There's a car coming. So we got the car. So this car picked us up, and we're now in the middle of Mongolia. Sightseeing in Mongolia. Flat tire, not the first time in Mongolia. She's resting a little bit, you can see she's tired. Drinking tea in Mongolia. Very helpful people who brought us 30 kilometers further than needed. So these guys, they just brought us here to this very nice camping spot in the middle of nowhere in Mongolia, and they drove like 30 kilometers further than needed, so they go all the way back now, and they already took us for 80 kilometers, so they're very nice people. Yeah?
Yes. Very nice. Awesome.
So the people who just dropped us off, they gave us this. Bread, cookies, and 2 bottles of water. They were so kind. They drove 30 kilometers further than needed, and they already drove us like 80 kilometers over roads like this, and that takes a while. Yeah, very nice people in Mongolia. Yeah. And now we have to wait for the next car. She's washing her hands. There are the goats, and then right there, somewhere here, we have to cross the river, and then the road goes on the other side further. But we have to wait for the cars, and I think they can take a while, because I didn't see any car yet, and I'm already here for half an hour. Some entertainment, because the goats are crossing the river.
Oh, did you fall or they fall?
I think they.
So smelly, eh?
Well, yeah, very smelly.
So we've waited here for like 3 hours before the first car stopped. This guy came by, but that's all. And then the first car stopped. Before I got in the car, I asked them, "Where are you going?" Well, they were going in the right direction, but also they tried to tell me something, but I didn't understand what. So I just got in the car and I thought, it will be fine. There's only one road.
We just arrived at a very remote place, We wanted to go to a village 30 kilometers further, but then they took a different road totally not to the village. But luckily they will go back soon, they told us. But first we need to catch a goat before we go back. One of these goats. And this is the guy who's going to catch it, I guess. They're trying to catch the goat now. They tried a few times already. So they catch the goat. So they went quickly. They killed the goat. I didn't know that. Well, I saw it happening, but I didn't know they wanted to kill it. So they just gave me a piece of Mongolian cheese to watch the slaughtering of this goat and get the skin off. Yeah, real Mongolian experience, I would call it. And then I expected they go back in 10 minutes, like go here, stay here for 10 minutes and go back. But yeah, if you have to kill the goat and put it in pieces, then it would take a bit more than 10 minutes. But it's very interesting to see. Yeah. So there we go again, back to the village, with the goat in the back, and a very strong smell.
At the end of day 3, we only covered 132 kilometers with 2 cars.
So yesterday, after killing the goat, somewhere over there, we went back to the village, like the same place we hitchhiked yesterday, and it was already dark. And then, yeah, my hitchhiking friend, she had the idea to ask the weather office if we could sleep there. I thought it was a bad idea, but here's the weather office, I mean the weather station. And there, the white building, is the weather office. So we sleep there. It was very good. And now we're going back to the river, somewhere here, and wait for cars. Hopefully there will be one to the next village, but it is very, very quiet. So the difficult thing about hitchhiking in Mongolia is sometimes that the roads are not on the map. Well, there is a road on the map, but is it this road? Is it here? Or is it there? There's many roads and there's no paved road. It's all sand roads. And it makes it hard to choose where you're going to hitchhike. Yeah. So I'm searching for the road now, like the good road. And I don't know where it is. So this is where we're going to hitchhike. She is already there. Yeah, and that's the river they have to cross. So from there to there. And then the road goes on the hill. Yeah, you can see there are some car tracks, so hopefully there will be more cars. So, hitchhiking day number 4 in a row in Mongolia. And yeah, no showers. So, yeah, we need to wash ourselves in the river. Yeah, it's fresh. After 2 hours we have a car. Oh, that looks so cool. We just hitched a car to this yurt over there. And we thought they were going to the village 30 kilometers further, but they don't. They stop here. All camels over there. Cool, right? But they stop here and they will bring us further for money. And I think we're going to pay as there is almost nothing around. So we have not that much choice. Tea, some food. Yeah, they're very, very big. Whoa. So we randomly stopped again. I don't know what we're doing here, but there's a lot of goats and they were looking at the water installation. Yeah, very random place. But then, yeah, some cool nomads. A little bit of sandstorm, a lot of wind and a lot of sand. So you see there's no one in the village, we just arrived. So here we put our stuff, we want to hitchhike here, this road. And you can see it's still quite windy and sandy. Yeah, it's very interesting weather. And no cars. So yeah, hope for the best again. So waiting here for 3 hours already. There's just no car going. Very boring.
At the end of day 4, we only covered 100 kilometers with just one car.
This is where we slept last night. Very nice place. Because people walk from there to there all the time. Get a good sleep.
Yeah, I have. Kind of.
She's lying. So that is where we slept last night, inside. Good morning, by the way. It's 8 o'clock and we're going to the road again. And probably it will be a long wait. That is where we wait again. Exactly the same place as yesterday. Because this is the road to the next village. And there's mainly motorbikes like this.
I think you guys are
So we just got a ride out of the city. And then this guy, this car, the car over here, they stopped us to drink vodka.
I'll just take one later with this.
Camera! Uh-huh.
cameraman.
It was 8:30 in the morning and they stopped us to drink vodka.
I'm okay.
So We are very lucky because we got a car with 2 tourists from Canada, and we're driving now to the desert.
Driving in Mongolia can be quite challenging. For example, in this case, we're not driving on a road because my drivers lost the track, and at this point they find it back. You can see the car tracks from the tires, but that's it. It's not like real asphalt or any road signs. You're just depending on good navigation and following the car tracks. So the driving can be challenging, but then of course the hitchhiking is also challenging. So we were really lucky to be picked up by these 2 Canadian friends who were traveling through Mongolia. They actually had 2 seats left in their car, and they could take us for a couple of days from the Gobi desert all the way to the capital, with some really cool highlights in between. And we had a really good time together. It actually felt like traveling with friends. So that was really, really nice. At the end of the first day with the Canadians, we reached the sand dunes of the Gobi desert, and we stayed there for the night. We hiked up the dunes and had a very nice view.
Hiking up a sand dune in Mongolia. Super tough hike. So we hiked up the dune, the highest dune in the Gobi desert, with our Canadian drivers and my friend from Hong Kong. Time to go down. Good morning from the Gobi Desert in Mongolia. Whoa! We've been driving all day without seeing a town, and now it's almost 3 o'clock, and we see the first town. So the Canadians took us on another hike, which is really cool. The Canadian guys. And the girl from Hong Kong. And me. So, right here is a waterfall on the map, but no. We don't see any waterfall apart from these small streams, maybe over there. But yeah, it's fake news. But it's a beautiful canyon. Here is actually the waterfall. A little bit small, but it was a beautiful walk. So we arrived in the hotel. The Canadians took us here, and yeah, it's good. There's 1 bed, 2 beds, 3, 4, 5 beds for 4 people, and there are big beds. And we had a warm shower after 5 days. Yeah,
where it was all sandy hair. So yeah, we're cheap, so we make our own instant noodles in the hotel. Very nice room where we are. Kind of kitchen with nothing, a water tap with dirty water. But then we prepared our own noodles, and I bought quite spicy one, so I'm sweating.
The Canadians took us to another crazy place in Mongolia. Skeleton of a dinosaur. So there's the car, and there are the Canadians, and we're in a fucking cool place again. This is Mongolia. This is where we stayed tonight, in the ute. And it's very cool to go inside. There's our ute owner going on his motorcycle. And this is the ute.
Hello.
This is like a modern shepherd. He gets his horses with the motorbike together. So it's fucking cold and windy, super windy. I think it's freezing, and we have a flat tire. I'm collecting stones now to get the crank higher up to lift the car. Yeah. There are two nomads who give us help. Luckily, they're driving away now.
Underneath very well.
Problems with the car. Flat tire, and it's fucking cold. It's freezing. This is broken. And that's the other crank we already had, and it was already broken. Already here for 1.5 hours, I think so. And problems. This jack, the third one, is not high enough. This jack is broken, and this jack is also broken. Fuck. So we are super lucky. This police car, they came by and they have a good jack. So the car is up now. We dig a hole and we can replace the wheel, I guess.
After a few hours, we could finally continue our journey to the capital of Mongolia, Ulaanbaatar. After 8 days of hitchhiking in a row, I was completely broken. We finally arrived in Ulaanbaatar. A big shout out to the Canadians who took us for 4 days in a row. It felt like traveling with friends rather than hitchhiking with strangers. So that was really cool. And also a big shout out to the people from Mongolia who are super friendly and helpful. We felt very welcoming and their hospitality is great. In Ulaanbaatar, I stayed for about a week. I actually got a fever over there. It's probably from these exhausting days of hitchhiking, with mostly breakfast with cookies and dinner with instant noodles. Not the most healthy diet. But yeah, it was good to recover in Ulaanbaatar. So as I said, I stayed there for about a week and then I went on to China. So in China, I'll be hitchhiking from the north of China all the way to the south to cross the border with Vietnam and to visit Vietnam as well. I will do this all the way by hitchhiking. So don't forget to subscribe and you will get updates from my hitchhiking trip. Thanks for watching and have a nice day.